Hey, what's up, everyone? Sly here with D. Niners win the game. Was close for a while, but looked like they pulled it away at the end. What do you think about this game? What was it, 30-12? What do you feel about this game? How do you feel about it?
I gotta be honest. I'm gonna give them also a benefit of the doubt because it is hard playing a Sunday game and then having
Thursday,
three.
it's always sloppy.
Yeah. So a little bit of expected. Thankfully it was the Giants though because fortunately I hate injuries, but they didn't have their best player, Saquon Barkley. But I'd probably give the Niners. I want to say around like a C plus.
That low?
I'm gonna
After a
say.
win? By that much?
I give them like a B, C plus. The thing about it, man, is I like to look at games where they're gonna like build good habits, so when they face the good teams, they're not gonna make those mistakes. To be honest, man, I felt like what really hurt us was the penalties, man. We made a lot of boneheaded plays. But one thing I did really like is that even though he was a little bit odd to first, a slow start, we did miss Brandon Ayuk today, man. I think missing him, that really showed like how much of a value he is. But it was good seeing Kittle involved. Debo had a phenomenal game. But I think Brock Purdy, he answered those questions, man. I believe, what was his stats? He was around, I want to say, like 5 of 10 or something like that, like in the first quarter or first half.
And he struggled early on.
He struggled
Later
early
on.
on.
It was better.
But then second half, man, he answered. Like I believe, like he was like phenomenal as far as like getting Debo involved. Got Kittle some huge plays. Greg Jennings has some plays out there. Ronnie Bell had his first touchdown. That was really cool to see. But with Purdy, what I really liked is that he got the ball out. The Giants blitz 85% of the time.
Yep.
Man, and I'm going to be honest, man. During those play actions, if it was Trey Lance, if it was Jimmy G, they would have got sacked.
Yeah.
There was a play where right when Purdy turned around, there was two defensive ends right in front of him. He threw it out like within the quickness, man. He didn't even hesitate. He got like his IQ is like one of the best in the NFL. And so I thought he played a really good game. It wasn't his best game, but I thought he answered. He got Debo that 37 yards. So I hope that answers the question, man, that he can throw those deep balls when it really matters, because that's what helped make that stretch from, it was 2012 for the longest, and then he helped solidify that game of us pushing it to like where the Giants could have come back. But very good game from the offense. I really like that Kyle Shanahan also got everyone involved as far as like the running backs. He got Elijah Mitchell involved. Juice was out there blocking. Kittle was involved. So that was really cool to also see. But damn, the defense, they did what they had to do when they had the stops, but I felt, man, like the penalties freaking hurt us though.
Yeah, I thought overall it was a good game. It was close, man. Like till third quarter, and then we finally started to pull away. But you're right, the penalties. Brock Purdy, though, I thought he was solid.
Yeah.
Even in the first half when he was missing a lot of throws, dude, he was freaking getting hit. Like he was getting hit. Like every play. And then when we went to the all 22 views, like there was no one effing open. It was like fudge, So I was like, come on, dude, like let's go. But then he got it going, man. When a guy was open, he would find his ass. He would find him open. I think didn't Christian McCaffrey miss one in the end zone too? So it would have been 3 touchdowns. That could have been 3 touchdowns. But I thought overall he had a solid game. I think his QB, what is his quarterback rating was like 110, something crazy like that.
111,
like, 111. It was really good, man. So I thought he was solid. Defense was solid. I think the defense only gave up 150 something yards total. So they were out there balling. Man, big pickup. Javon Hargrave. What a big ass pickup that was. Because I'll be honest, we're not getting pressure from Givens or Kittle inside. But Javon Hargrave, man, that guy is so good at getting pressure. It was amazing watching him, and then Bosa looks like he's starting to get it.
Yeah, that was really cool to see him emerge as well.
Those two guys right there are the ones that are getting the most of the pressure. I really didn't see a lot from Jackson or Farrell today.
A little bit from Jackson.
A little bit from Jackson.
He just a little bit. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, but man, Hargrave and Bosa, man, they're gonna have to lead us home, because when they're out there together, they cause havoc, man. They're giving Daniel Jones a lot of headaches out there. Overall, though, I thought we were playing tight. Kind of the first. I think when Lenore gave that big penalty.
Dude, that was just like...
That sucked. Yeah.
Lenore, if I didn't know you any better, man, that's 3 games in a row you gave up a penalty that ended up in a score, man. Like, we can't be... Yeah, that was... right? They had a
Oh, you're right.
the touchdown.
Pittsburgh
Yeah,
did that.
Pittsburgh
Too.
he did that. The Rams game he did that right before the half. We answered though, which was good. And then this game he did the same thing, and then it led to that. I don't want to say it was Breda. It was one of the running backs had that score, and it was because of those penalties, man. It was just like, dude, they come to haunt us, and that's all I was saying. I really give them like at least a 75, like a C plus, man, because. Dude, like that's 3 games in a row that we had those penalties, and they ended up in a score. And we're like, when we actually face someone actually good, I mean, we're gonna face the Cowboys soon, man, and we can't be making those stupid penalties, man.
Yeah.
Because those teams are gonna capitalize on that.
Yeah, that was true. I thought Lenore, even though he did that penalty, I thought he had a solid game after that, though. But you're right, the penalties do kill us. There was a lot. I think roughing. Did we get a roughing?
Yeah, we had a yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It just kept happening. But overall, man, I thought we played good. Still some questions though with McKivitz and Spencer Burford. I think them two are kind of a little weakness still, man. So we'll see how it goes. But dude, I think Purdy, for the amount of pressure he was getting overall, I gotta give him a B. I gotta give him a solid B.
Yeah.
I thought the way he played was pretty solid, man. But the one concern I do have, and we talked about this already, was the damn penalties. But Drake Greenlaw, man, I made a video last week specifically saying this guy needs to stop his 15-yard penalties.
Yeah.
He got another one, man. Another one, and then after the penalty, he starts making excuses, and he goes crying to the coaches. Dude, stop getting these 15-yard penalties. It cost us. It really does. He did it in the NFC Championship game, I think, twice against the Eagles. Did it in the NFC Championship against the Rams, which was huge. And a huge one, he got 15-yard penalty in the first week, last week, year against the Bears. Week 1, we were up by 10 points. They're about to punt the ball 3 and out. He gets a 15-yard penalty. They drive down the field, get a touchdown. The whole freaking floodgates open up, and then we lose that game. We would have won that game. We would have had home field advantage throughout the playoffs against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, we got to stop. And it's not just him. It's other guys, too, that were getting stupid-ass penalties. That might cost us at the end. And we got to clean it up. If there's one thing you got to nitpick, is that right there. Yeah. Kyle's got to get that fixed, because so many damn penalties. And Trent Williams, man.
Dude, I was going to bring that out. That's three penalties from him alone.
He should have got ejected. He got lucky his ass didn't get ejected for punching the guy.
Yeah.
He literally punched the dude. So we got to work on that. Kyle Shanahan, he's got to be a stickler on this, because we have one goal in mind. That's a Super Bowl. Great teams don't have this many damn penalties. We got to stop that. I know we had that week 1, quite a bit, like 11, I think, against the Steelers. Can't be having that, man. We got to be smarter about that, because we're such a great team. But nah, man, penalties add up, and that's what happened in the NFC Championship last year. Remember the floodgates opened in that against the Eagles. All these damn penalties just kept coming out.
And one of the penalties I got pissed about with Trent Williams was he tried to pull Nick Bosa get away with a little tactic. Was I think he grabbed the horse ball and then he fell on the ground, making it seem like that he was getting the holding. I was like, dude, man, like those like the stupid penalties is like, just do your job. Don't try to do anything like any trickeries. Just go out there and just play the game, man. And those 3 penalties, they really like hurt us, man, because like, I believe on one of them, McCaffrey had a huge, I think he had like a 10-yard run, and then they got called back, and then it's like, dude, like it kills the momentum. And then I think on that play also we went 3 and out because of that.
And it kills the momentum. They're such great players. Greenlaw, Trent Williams, they're studs. They're studs, man. Yeah. But I think it's mental, because Trent Williams, we were hearing during the game that he had a beef with one of the offensive linemen. Yeah. And from when he was with the Rams. Yeah. And that's just, it's mental, man. With Drake Greenlaw hitting a dude after the damn play, it's mental, man. Last week, getting a forearm on the guy, getting a 15-yard penalty. It's mental, dude. You got to stop that, you know? We can't be making these stupid mistakes, because they're such talented players. But when you do bonehead stuff like that, that's going to cost us games. And it already cost us.
And that really hurt us, because that was... I mean, Greenlaw, he got 1. Trent Williams got 3. Lenore, I believe, got 1 or 2. Then we got 1 on special teams, man.
Dude, okay, so this pissed me off. We pick up Charles for special teams, and he gets a penalty. Yeah. Swellen, we picked him up last week. A penalty last week, a penalty this week. Bro, we brought you up, and you're getting all these damn penalties. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is why I said I wanted Quantrez Knight on this team, because what did he do in preseason? He was tackling machine and special teams. Special teams, I do not want us to haunt us again. Just like all these other damn years. You bring up a guy like Charles, you bring up a guy like Swelling. Dude, I mean, come on. Are you serious? This is how you're going to show yourself this week, it's like, to me, the absolutely mistake that, you know, that we brought them up in the first place, man. Should have been Quantrill night. Should have been just Sean Jameson.
Yeah, and so that's like where my head was at, with just like with these damn penalties. It's just like, dude, we're just building bad habits. And then I gotta listen to idiots like Grant Cohn, like, man, the Knights should be killing this team. The Giants are pathetic. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like, deja vu all over again.
Yeah, so we gotta clean that up. But overall, dude, I gotta give it to him for pretty much dominating the yards. You know, yeah, I know we're sticking on that, but overall, dude, I gotta say it was a solid game because this ain't freaking college. This ain't Alabama versus San Jose State. This is the NFL, where the best team and the worst team, they're not that far apart. You know, so the fact that they were able to do that. Remember last year on Thursday Night Football, what happened against the who was it? Seahawks.
Yeah.
I think it was win by. It was pretty close at the end, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They caught up, and that kind of was a sloppy game too.
Yeah.
You know, so these Thursday Night Football games, you're not gonna get your best football, but I'm just glad how Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, people were saying that, oh, why did we sign Deebo? He's done. Dude, Deebo Samuel is not done. This guy's a monster. I say he was the MVP.
Yeah, he was the MVP of this game. Yeah, him and Kittle were huge.
Kittle were awesome. McCaffrey was awesome. Purdy was awesome. And obviously Hargrave and Bosa.
And I got to give them and Warner and all the guys, man, they did a good job as far as like Daniel Jones not rushing the ball. I believe he was like under 30 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he didn't really rush that much.
Yeah.
And so, I believe last game he had like over like almost like 100 yards. He was rushing like hell against the Cardinals. And so, and I believe he was almost close to a touchdown, or he may have got. I had to rewatch that play, but where he had that big ass like run where it was down to the end zone. But man, they did a good job containing him, man. Like, that was huge for not letting him get out of the pocket. Again, they were without their best players, so Daniel Jones had to make some plays happen. And that was just a huge pick right at the end just to solidify the game. And they did a good job just shutting him down, not getting any momentum.
The Hufanga pick?
Yeah, the Hufanga pick. But I believe it was Warner tipped it up, and then Hufanga got the pick. But just overall, just good as far as like just shutting him down, not getting any rhythm. So good on the defense on that part, just like holding them just a field goals and one score.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Oren Burks. I thought he played good. Deshaun Gibson played good. A few times he was one-on-one coverage, making solid plays. So, I mean, all these underrated guys that are out there, they're doing their thing. So, absolutely proud overall of this team, man. I mean, we have the talent, man. We have the talent to win it all. We just gotta make sure we gotta keep our head on straight. But before we go, we have one tweet right now. I wanted to talk about this right here by Sam Monson. He's like the main dude from PFF. He's the bald dude. He actually had this quote right here. Brock Purdy has never lost a regular season game, and we still don't know if he's any good. Kyle Shanahan is an absolute magician. So, do you agree with this statement that we still don't know if he's any good, or dude, you gotta know at least by now?
I think by now you gotta know that he is good. Now,
at least good.
Now,
you know?
Yeah, just good. So I'm not saying like he's elite. I'm not saying he's at Patrick Mahomes level, but he is good, man. I'll be honest, if I had to choose between him or Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones got that huge contract, I would pick Brock Purdy over him.
And they pretty much, I think it's consensus that Daniel Jones, he's at least he's a good quarterback. He's nothing great, but that's like the bar right there. That's like the bar. He's I think you're right. He's better than freaking Daniel Jones, man.
Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, and these are the guys.
Well, I'm not sure. I wouldn't go. I don't know about.
Well,
Dak.
You know, but what I'm saying is,
Dak's throwing for like 5,000 yards.
But what I'm saying is, these are like the type of quarterbacks where they're not at the Patrick Mahomes level, but the analysts are in love with them. Like, these like are quote unquote like elite quarterbacks. And to me, I think Brock Purdy could play with them, like against them, like as far as he's at that level. You know, I'm not saying again he's elite. He's still got to prove himself in the playoffs. He's got to get to a Super Bowl and he's got to get the job done. But is he for sure a starter? Can he play the game? And can he win us, have us a winning record? Absolutely. 11-1. And the only loss was when he had the UCL or injury. That was the only loss he got. I mean, that says enough, man. I know Jimmy G, when we first got him, he had like that 4 to 5 game winning streak and everybody was all hyping him. And then, and then it went downhill. But man, 11 games, like that's like pretty amazing. And the fact that what's even more impressive is that his turnovers. He hasn't really thrown that much picks. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been like at least under 5 for sure. And so he hasn't thrown a lot of turnovers. He's gotten the ball out quick. He doesn't give up that much sacks. If he gets sacked, it's usually about like once or twice. Today, he only got, I believe, like just 2 sacks on him. Mm-hmm. And overall, he's been like just more consistent, man. I love like the way he's been playing. Again, man, everybody was raving on him last week that he couldn't make those deep balls. I know it was only 37, but still, the fact that he was able to stay in the pocket, shoot it all the way to Debo for that touchdown, man, that was amazing to see. And I'm just excited for him to see his progression.
Yeah, man, there's no question that that he's actually at least a good quarterback. Like that's obvious, man. You have to know by now. You have to know by now. Like I'll be real. When I coached the little kids, and after that first practice, which kids are good and which kids aren't, So you gotta know right away, man. Like it's obvious. He's had 11 games already, or 12 games, 11-1, every game that he started, and it's not like he's putting up scrub numbers. This guy's averaging like 2 touchdowns at least a game, and last week was probably considered his worst week against the Rams, and it still was a solid ass performance. It's a lot of quarterbacks will take that any day of the week, So come on, man. We're averaging 30 points a game. You could tell, like, okay, so remember back in the day when Rex Grossman was quarterback with the Bears that had a badass defense. You knew Rex Grossman wasn't that guy. He was a below average quarterback that they were basically hiding. They were just like, we're gonna win with this badass defense, run the ball, and we're gonna do. Brock Purdy, man, he's making throws. Something guys like Rex couldn't do, or other quarterbacks out there couldn't do, man. He's actually been a part of this offense. He's not the Trent Dilfer that won the Super Bowl. Who's all these other quarterbacks that won Super Bowls with?
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco actually had a good Super Bowl, but Brad Johnson from the Bucks. So he's better than all those quarterbacks right there. And it's obvious, man, to me. And today he really proved it with all the blitzes they had. I think they said it was the 3rd fastest release time in all the NFL this year. So he was getting the ball quick, well pressuring his base, And those 85%, and those times when he couldn't find the guy, he was doing the smart move, man. He wasn't doing anything crazy. I thought he just played solid, man. He's been playing solid all year.
Like I said, I think he only got sacked. I want to say like 1 to 2 at the most. I only saw it one time.
I think it was 2, but one got the penalty when they landed on him.
But the fact that he's able to get the ball out and he hardly gets any sacks. I remember, again, bringing up that Jimmy G game, I believe was the Chiefs. Chiefs or Falcons, those are games that he got sacked like 5 times, 3 times in those games. And it's because he didn't know what to do. Like I said, when we went in that play action and he turned around, he saw the 2 defenders. He was like, shit, I gotta get the ball out like with the quickness. Any other quarterback that we had in the past, they would have held onto the ball. We would have been backwards in 15 years.
We've seen it all the time remember Kaepernick his last few years where he was just getting sacked. Yeah. He was holding on the damn ball too long.
That's how Jimmy G got hurt.
And Trent Baalke, remember screaming in the press box was like, throw the damn ball. Jimmy Garoppolo
got hurt.
Trey Lance, he held the ball a lot when we saw him. It was a short amount of time, but when we saw him, he held the ball a lot too. So it's just Nick Mullins. We could go on and on with all these quarterbacks, man. And he's just the guy that processes it quick, and then he gets rid of the ball, And people are like criticizing, he's throwing checkdowns. Nah, dude, he was throwing some strikes down the middle. I think last week he had the highest rate of the most throwing ball down the field, like 8.7 yards. And this week we'll have to see what it is, but he was throwing the ball downfield too. But he was getting freaking hit like right away, so of course he was throwing those screens too, because if an extra guy's coming, you got to get rid of the ball quick, and then you got to throw it to your check down. So he was doing everything right, man. So I think.
And one thing I wanted to add though too, also just by him being good, you've seen like in our past, and I don't want to keep bringing up like the past quarterbacks, but they all had their go-to players. Man, today he got Jennings involved and Ronnie Bell involved. Ronnie Bell got his first touchdown. And so with him, that's what I really like about him is that he's not dependent on one person. Like how you brought up Kaepernick, he was only really dependent on like certain receivers like the Anquan Boldin, the Crabtree. And once they were gone, he didn't have those weapons. He couldn't really get it to like the unknown names like the Quentin Pattons and but with Brock Purdy, I love that he's getting everybody involved and that he doesn't like panic. And so that's really good to see like our offense that we're not just relying on Christian McCaffrey or we're relying on just a Devo. He's getting everybody and everybody's like I said, man, Ronnie Bell, he's gonna have those opportunities if once those guys get hurt or they have the opportunity to play, that they're gonna have the opportunity to make those plays happen. He saw it today, man. He got a touchdown.
And it was a different game too, because actually his number one receiver this year so far has been who? Brandon Ayuk. Yep. He didn't have him, and he still was able to, have no fear. I'm going to throw you the ball. Bow, I'm going to throw you the ball. Kittle got a huge. This is probably his biggest game.
This is his biggest game.
So I mean,
he had, I believe, around like 9 targets.
Yeah.
So he had some big runs.
So he didn't have his guy, but still he's able to find other guys and over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, rating of 111. So man, obviously, if you don't know by now that he's a good quarterback, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to tell you. But man, so we got kind of a long video, but make sure to like this video, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Go Niners. Peace.